Hello my dear YouTuber friends, and I do hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to this new video, following on from the video I released a couple of days ago now about my most anticipated aircraft coming with this Sim Update 11, the special 40th anniversary. Well look, we have these aircraft now, so in this video I'm going to give you my first impressions of my most anticipated aircraft from this Sim Update release. Well listen, let's not dilly-dally any longer. Let's get into this video. So let's begin this video in the order that I anticipated these aircraft from my previous video, so the order I reviewed them or previewed them. This of course is the Douglas DC-3, much anticipated by a great many of us. Externally, it looks the job, doesn't it? Lovely textures. This is just one of the supply default liveries. By the way, I'll mention this now. If you're on PC, there is a free update in the marketplace for the DC-3. I'll just show you a bit of that on screen. Apparently, that's only for PC at the moment. Hopefully, that will come to the Xbox soon as well. So let's take that off screen. I'll deploy some flaps externally. I do want to do this internally because the sounds on this are absolutely amazing. I've got to say it's one of the best sounding aircrafts I've flown for some time. There you go. So the flaps deploy very slowly and you can audibly hear that in the cockpit. I'll show you that later. But hopefully you've given this a go yourself. I mean, externally it looks the job, doesn't it? Looks beautiful, in fact. One of my favourite looking external aircraft in the sim. But let's get inside. And the cockpit. Yeah, it continues in the cockpit. Now, I love to fly these old vintage aircraft. I find them so immersive, and this is no difference. So when I'm flying along, looking left and right, or just looking around the cockpit, I just feel so immersed, as though I'm in the cockpit of a vintage aircraft like the DC-3. I prefer this view. As you can see, the altitude indicator, your speed, your altitude indicator, and your rate of climb or descent, all the good stuff, all the stuff you need. This one comes with some kind of Garmin system. DC-3 pilots, is this common nowadays in the DC-3? I'll be interested to know. Most of the knobs and switches do work. There's one or two that don't, I've noticed. This one doesn't, but the rest seem to. And I believe this was slated to be a payware module, but they decided to include it. Aeroplane Heaven decided to include it with the 40th anniversary update. So many of the knobs, as you'll see, do work. Up the top here, you've got your nav and comm. I will probably do a video in the future, tutorial on how to fly this in the sim. I've been flying around, I've been taking off and landing successfully so far. Touching wood, famous last words. But as you can see, look at this, bobbing up and down, absolutely beautiful. When I'm in flight and I'm looking around, I'll show you that later, I just feel massively, look at this, massively immersed in this aircraft. Can even fold our handles up and down there, our arms. Anyway, I'll tell you what, let's give you a demo of this in flight. What I like to do, this is not a tutorial per se, but I like to put a bit of trim nose down to begin with. Take my flaps all the way up, just for now. I had some deployed, and yeah, let's do that again. I'm going to put in stage 1 flaps. Oh, so audible, I love that. Absolutely fantastic. I'm going to increase the throttle now to about 85, 90%. I'll let that steady itself. Release the parking brake. And once it picks up speed when taxiing down the runway for takeoff, you will see the nose of the aircraft will drop. It's on the back two wheels at the moment. Just be aware of that and just keep hold of your rudders. Alright, wants to take off already. Here we go then. So we'll take off. Just using small yoke adjustments just to keep us straight and level. Or near straight and level, maybe a slight climb, just so we pick up a bit of speed. Raise my landing gear, listen to that sound. And raise those flaps at the same time. We're just going to use a bit of trim nose up now. Ah, glorious to fly. Incredibly responsive in banking. Look at that. And with small throttle movements. I may share in the future, may share my sensitivities. I've not changed my sensitivities per se, and I may have to change the rudders slightly, but they work beautifully with this aircraft. And when I'm flying like this, up in the air, just looking left and right, I've had to change that right quick view. The original quick view didn't work. So I've had to put that as a custom view, but it works all, just as good, all the same. Looking around, it's one of the most immersive cockpits I've been in. Virtual cockpits I've been in a sim, full stop. That's how good this free module is. It's certainly one of my most anticipated and many people's modules. It's certainly the one I'm flying the most at the moment, and the one I really want to become efficient in. Gorgeous to fly, absolutely gorgeous to fly. It's a nice feeling for those who don't like me using those lovely gorgeous words. I know some of you do, some of you don't. It's a lovely feeling, and externally, can you beat that, really? Ah, now I do have a custom view for the... I'm in a cargo edition here, I think. There you go, I got a custom view for the cargo hold there. You've got a passenger version as well. Let's get back to the cockpit. How immersive is that? Great start, Asobo. You know what? If you release the 40th edition and just this aircraft, many of us would have been over the moon. But of course, there's much more. Let's move on to the next aircraft. Okay, so on to arguably the most anticipated aircraft of them all with this latest sim update. It's the Airbus A310. Apologies for the previous video that I did, the preview video, I called it the A320, but I hope you got my gist. The noise of these aircraft is something else as well. Well, let's just concentrate on the texturing going on here. Oh, my goodness me. This was going to be a payware module by Innobuilds. And it shows in the texturing, the external... Look at this, the scuffs and scrapes of it. Pretty outstanding stuff, isn't it? Just put a couple of flaps down if we can. I think I'm in a cold and dark state. Just at a random gate at Heathrow. Look at it. I mean, chaps, with all these aircraft I'm showing you, keep in mind we're getting these free and they should by right have been, especially this one and a couple of the others, easily payware modules that people would have paid through the nose for. Ah, outstanding. Let's get in the cockpit. It's a bit quieter in here, isn't it? Let's look around. Let's use a mouse. Again, I've not found a button yet, you know, in this. Just shows the fidelity of this aircraft. That doesn't interact. You can pretty much interact with everything. You know, it's pretty much a payware release, isn't it? That you're being given for free. And a high quality one as well. Look at it. Beautiful. I'll show you the cabin view and let's go and look at it yourself. My goodness. That is wear and tear going on there as well. Okay. Just incredible. Like it's been used a while. Oh, as you've probably all noticed, you've got this little tablet to our left here. Let's put her into a ready for takeoff, activate position, and then take another look at this. I'm going to link a video by Flight Sim itself, by their Flight Sim YouTube channel in the top right, showing you a kind of, if you've not seen it yet, it gives you a kind of an overview and then a tutorial. Follow the videos through on how to fly this. Go and watch that. I'll be following that myself. I'll try and do my own tutorial on this. And it just shows you, the first video talks you through the different texturing going on here and the work they put into this. Lovely. I'm not going to take her up for a fly. I don't know enough about this yet. It's just to show you the quality of this aircraft. For a free version, let's just call it a giveaway version with this latest sim update, it's just incredible, isn't it? Let's turn those wipers off. Can I press that? I can. Pretty much press anything I want here, in fact. Outstanding. Let's go outside now. Oh, a noise. Put some flaps down now. I've got power on. And I can just spend hours looking at the texturing and the modelling there. Beautiful. Job's done, isn't it? With this, perhaps the DC-3 and other aircraft I'm going to show you, job done. But we've got more. I've got more to show you, so let's move on. Now then, let's turn our attention to another highly anticipated aircraft for me, the Jenny, the World War I aircraft. Externally, it's quite simple, quite a small form factor, but it hits the mark, doesn't it? Does the job. Looks like a World War I aircraft. Very evocative, once again, of that. Internally, in the cockpit, nice texturing going on where the pilot would have his feet there. Quite a simple cockpit, as you would imagine. I prefer that view, next pilot position. Let's just take her up for a quick flight and see how she performs. So full throttle here. Now, ideally, you should be using some kind of HOTAS system. Dumb old Hodison here is using its Velocity 1 flight yoke. And let's see how this goes. I'm not going to dare to touch the trim wheel on this because it goes haywire. I'm up in the air. I'm just going to use my throttle and yoke to control my aircraft here. Pretty much what you expect the actual World War I pilot would have done. Maybe with a couple of more controls there, a bit of rudder control as well. Yeah, flies wonderfully, and it fills that gap that I've been after. I've been after a good World War I fighter experience to use in Flight Simulator. And that fills the gap. I just need a gun, a working machine gun, on the front of my engine there, or wherever the guns would be. Just to shoot a few people down, and that would be 100%. Well, there you go. Just about flyable with a yoke. Certainly not recommended. It's quite a manoeuvrable aircraft. Not so much with a yoke system, but it will be. I have tested this with a HOTAS. Wonderful. When you're looking out over the wings like that, yeah. Spot on. So another great addition. Let's now go to our final, most anticipated aircraft release. So let's now continue with the Grumman Goose. Another vintage aircraft. Just let's hold it there for a moment. I mean, you can almost feel the wooden frame of the aircraft through the screen there. Wonderful texturing going on externally. Very unique looking aircraft. I do believe there is a float version as well of this, so you can go and land on water and that type of thing. Isn't that so evocative, once again, of a bygone age? beautiful. What can I say? What can I say for that? 10 out of 10. Let's get in the cockpit. Very bland and ordinary, but true to form. It's pretty much what you imagine an aircraft of this age to look like. Not much going on in the cockpit itself. You can open and close these doors. Oh, by the way, I did set up a key there. A quick view to jump into the cabin. If we can remember what keys to press, we can walk through the cabin there. Look at that, the quality going on all the way through the passenger, rather. Not the cabin, the passenger compartment. And there's even a lavvy in the back there if you get caught short. Often do on long flights. Look at that. Lovely. I'll tell you what, let's take her up for a test flight, shall we? I don't believe... No, there's no parking brakes by default set with this aircraft, so just be aware of that. Oh, let's give her a full throttle here, full whack. Let the nose drop and let the speed pick up. She's a very lively aircraft, this one, so you do have to be careful. Oh, she wants to get up in the air. That's fine. Let's help her. And we'll use a little bit of trim there. Very lively aircraft, but a lot of fun to fly. Lovely views there over the wings. Or under the wing in this case. And there we go. Just trim it out. Yeah, lovely aircraft. Now, I'll mention this now. I am definitely considering doing a live stream using one or two of these new additions for Flight Simulator. I'm more partial to the DC-3. But if you're more partial to this, you're more than welcome to come and join us whenever I get that group flight organised. There we go. Let's just make sure she's nicely trimmed out. Again, lovely to fly. Quite lively. You do have to watch it, especially on takeoff and landing, just to make sure that you don't end up crashing back into the ground. Yeah, another great addition. Let's move on to another aircraft. And so at last I come to the last of my most anticipated aircraft for this 40th anniversary edition update. That's the DHC-2 Beaver. For many people, this was their most anticipated aircraft. Let's just put some flaps in, shall we? Take them back up. Externally, it's one of the liveries that come with the Beaver. Looks very nice, doesn't it? Very nice. Small form factor, similar to something like the Cessna 172. Oh, someone's in a DC-3 there. Lovely, lovely. Nice to see people flying these added aircraft all around London at the moment. Let's get internal. It's internal where this really shines. Look at the texturing going on in the cockpit there. Doesn't that look shiny and new? Well, not quite new. There's a few scuffs here like it's been flown a few times, which is good to see. Hey! What's happened to our passengers there, love? Well, she must have ate them or something. Lovely texturing, of course. Throttle control, prop, mixture. All very nice. Little added Garmin unit there. Looks the job internally, doesn't it? Beautiful texturing. This could have easily been a pay-wear module and people would have paid good money for it. Let's come down a bit and look, we've even got a tablet which you can interact with. So we've got chrome spoiler on. Don't know, I can't see much difference with this, but then you've got matte. Is that matte spinner? Spinner. Ah. So will that be not spoiler? So let's try that again. Chrome. I'm not sure what that is personally. But there's lots of different options you can mess around with here, including... Let's open some doors, shall we? Let some fresh air in. That's where they've gone to. She's been messing around with the bloody doors. Never mind, let's close them. Okay, but the proof's in the pudding here. Let's just get her back to my default view. Go full throttle, release the parking brake. Now, if you're used to flying something like the Cessna 172, 152, you're going to be right at home here. The only difference is that the nose drops down because it's on the back two wheels prior to taking off. No issues there. Takeoff speed. Gotta watch my trim wheel. It's been acting a bit wacky since this sim update. Or recently. Could just be the way I've got it configured at the moment. There you go. Now it's okay. Now it's behaving now. I'll tell you what. This is one of the most maneuverable aircraft in this sim update 11. It's one of the most maneuverable additional aircraft that's come with this latest sim update. So what I'm going to do here is just fly around the financial district there, bring her back in for a landing at London City, and we can wrap up the video that way. Lovely to fly. I don't blame people for really liking this aircraft. Look at it externally, it's a joy to be in it once again, isn't it? Lovely views as well. That's a fantastic view, I've got to say. Looks spot on, very, very authentic. Look how maneuverable it is. I can turn round on a sixpence with this aircraft. I'm going to slow down as well while I'm doing that because the airport's right next to us. Not so much that we're going to stall, please. I can easily turn, realistic or not, I can easily bank back towards the runway here. And line up for that runway. Just a quick fly around. Yeah, if you're used to, like I said, Cessna 172, 152, you're going to have no issues with this aircraft. Let's put some flaps in there. Get us configured. I'm just using yoke and throttle at the moment just to line us up with this runway. No problems at all here. Probably one of the easiest aircraft to fly that came with this recent sim update. Just watch my speed a little bit there. Not really in danger of stalling, but there you go. And look, so easy. And a joy to fly. Something else I'll be paying close attention to in the coming weeks. I do like my Cessna 172, 152, but this may just replace them in the meantime. And yep, let's just come for a nice, steady, slow... Oh, yeah, okay. Well, there you go. We got down eventually and just come off the runway there as we're in live multiplayer. Forgot that it really wants to land with a bit of a flare, this aircraft. That's okay, we got her down. And flaps up. Well, listen, there you go, chaps. That's my first impressions of my most anticipated aircraft with Sim Update 11, the special 40th edition version of Microsoft Flight Simulator. What are your favourite aircraft now you've got to give them a go? Of course, we've got gliders and helicopters. Expect videos on them in the future. Let me know your thoughts. Give the video a like if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. And I'll see you soon.